Sometimes he scolded it for falling apart. Sometimes he thanked it for what little harvest remained. Often he simply stayed quiet together with it. Winter was the hardest. Snow fell thick and heavy, turning the village into an old photograph. Colorless, motionless, suspended in time. The old man cleared a narrow path from his door to the well, to the shed, to the road that no longer led anywhere. He did not do it because he had to. He did it because it mattered. The village needed to see that someone was still here. When he died, no one noticed at first. There were no neighbors to wonder why he did not step outside. No mail carrier to knock on the door. Hunters found him later by accident. They buried him in the old cemetery, where wooden crosses leaned and names had faded. From that moment on, the village became officially dead. But it did not disappear. In spring, people began to come. At first, only a few. Photographers, travelers tired of cities, people searching for silence. They walked carefully through the streets, speaking in whispers, as if afraid to disturb something sacred. They took pictures, stayed briefly, then left. Some said the place felt watched, not in fear, but in memory. The houses stood empty, yet life remained inside them, frozen in time. Newspapers lay on tables. Clothes still hung in closets. Letters slept in drawers. In one house, photographs still hung on the wall. Weddings, children, fields, a new house once full of hope. Those faces belonged to people long gone, yet they continued to look back at anyone who entered. In summer, nature reclaimed everything. Grass grew tall, swallowing roads and fences. Apple trees bloomed like they always had, unaware that no one would harvest their fruit. Sometimes a visitor picked an apple, and in that moment, the village seemed to exhale, not in pain, but in relief that it had not been forgotten. Autumn brought a deeper silence. Leaves covered roofs, steps, and doorways. Rain softened the roads until the village became difficult to reach again. Fewer people came, the village was left alone with itself, sinking deeper into memory. Some said the place was cursed, that everyone left for a reason. But those who stayed longer understood the truth. There was no curse. Time simply moved on. The world changed, and the village did not. It neither chased progress nor fought it. It remained what it had always been. Sometimes former residents returned, elderly people leaning on canes. Children of those who once lived here, remembering the place only through stories. They stood before collapsed houses, searching for something familiar in the ruins. Some cried. Some stayed silent. Some said it was the way it was meant to be. They left, carrying a piece of the village inside them. Night brought something special. The stars felt closer here. The silence became thick, almost physical. Sometimes it felt like a door would open. A light would turn on. A voice would call out. It never happened.